Hey everyone, we're going to talk about my mistakes that I did in 2018. This is fun. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, please do subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a like and comment. Let this video bang. Very, very much requested that what did I do? How did I lose my money in 2018? How did it all go wrong? Well, let's just talk realistic terms here. The given, obviously you can see on the screen here, we've got the snapshot of when it's likely to go wrong. I've never experienced a bear market before. I only kind of got in on a sideways, upward turning market in 2016, right? Started buying altcoins in early 2017, getting positioned, learning my craft, understanding the values of research, buying low. The selling high didn't appear because it wasn't really a thing because I never had to do it yet. But this is where the learning process comes in. So when you look at my channel and you read and you see all my content, you've probably gathered I've been through the mill. I've had an uphill paper round, as they would say. So let's go over what I did. Let's see where I cocked up, because the biggest thing, takeaway number one, remember this, right? This is the first bit in your head. I should have took profits into Bitcoin with my altcoin. So the BTC that I bought in 2016, I've not touched that yet. That's fine, that's still chilling. However, my altcoins that I was accumulating in 2017 was growing in Bitcoin value as the dominance was dropping, as things were getting bigger, better, faster, stronger. Start singing in a minute. But you get the picture, right? As the dominance dropped down to 36% back in this time period, which I'll go over in a minute, my BTC values in perceived values of Satoshis, because they were so high, was high. All right. What did I do? Well, I sold into Ethereum because I'm a clown. So at the time, the Ethereum dominance was high because the Bitcoin dominance was low. That being said, one Ethereum is one Ethereum, but Ethereum went from $1,400 to $82 in a matter of 9 months. That's a 93% drop. I didn't leave it all the way to the bottom. I will add that. I sold in April time. I'll go over it in a minute. But takeaway number two, the same situation I've been telling and preaching for ages. Take profits into Bitcoin when the dominance of Bitcoin is low. That's all you need to do, right? Worry about everything else. The caveat to that, and choice number three, which is a choice, if Bitcoin is high and rampant and you are holding quite a lot of Bitcoin and you got altcoins that are really overvalued in USD, sell into USD or whatever stable currency, because if the market does come down, you can obviously rebuy back low with that fiat, especially if you're buying Bitcoin, because then you can catch them Satoshis if you've ever lost them. So there's a bit of a caveat. When dominance is high, USD prices will be perceived high, but your Satoshi values will be bleeding. If you want to take profit, you can do it in, obviously, stable currency. But let's go over some charts because I want to explain it. Obviously, this was when my whole life was changing, right? I've been nearly full-time in the space for nearly 3 years now, which is kind of somewhat impressive, even though this YouTube's quite small, even though I've only been doing YouTube for like less than 2 years now, which is kind of like, well, fair play, right? Fair play. However, I will say this, I was well-timed. Time in the market now has obviously matured me as an investor, as basically someone who can teach people as well, obviously with everything that I do. But if it wasn't for this experience, I would be nowhere near the level that I would be at. And I mean that. I really do mean that. People learn and grow from mistakes. So when we look at the BTC dominance, we went down to 36%, which is where the mistake was. I did everything to the book, right up until that guidance kind of vanished, because no one ever experienced the parabolic growth. Yes, I took profits. Yes, I did this and that. But I took profits in the wrong place. I just went, Ethereum. Yeah, cool. Cocked up massively, right? So when you look at the balancing act, what happened? Well, I've already mentioned. It went down in dollar value and the dominance shifted. The BTC dominance started to go up, therefore leading me to bleed out my Satoshi values. I sold my Ethereum that I put my bags in at a good loss, about 60%, I believe, 55, 60%. It was not a nice feeling, and I'll show you on the chart. When you look at the dominance chart here, obviously we've been going from this low and we've been going all high. By the way, top tip, if we go down to 36% again, just liquidate everything into Bitcoin, just chill and have a good time, because you'll have so much more Bitcoin than you ever realize. You'll probably be pretty happy with yourself. But that'll be the takeaway. Never sell into Ethereum if BTC dominance is that low, because realistically Ethereum is still an altcoin. It can still get manipulated by that dominance change, even if the USD prices stay the same. If the Bitcoin dominance rises and Bitcoin becomes rampant, well, guess what? How much you got in Ethereum will bleed in Satoshis still. So when we look at the Ethereum dominance chart as well, going back in time, obviously we went from low to freaking high very quickly because of the dominance chart. As I said, I was selling my altcoins into, I was keeping some altcoins obviously because I was still married to them essentially. I won't mention any names, but majority of my bags from what I was taking as profit, I literally put them in Ethereum. So I was holding predominantly BTC from 2016 and Ethereum. Oops. So when you think about that, the dominance then dropped. Now you think that's a good thing, and it is in a way, but it's not. If you're only calculating your portfolio in Ethereum, great. But I only held Ethereum, so it wouldn't grow essentially. So it's one of those things. It would only grow one way, and that was down or losing it. USD prices. What happened with USD prices? As I mentioned, it went down a lot. So I remember this day very, very clearly. Obviously, moving my money into here at the all-time highs because I'm a clown, and then obviously we dropped massively. Right? I've already said we've had a night roughly from that level. Even if you go from all-time highs, like the wick, it's like a 94% drop, boys and girls. Christ, 94%. Imagine that. It's ridiculous. Obviously didn't buy there, but if you take your profit and put it into that, yeah. So I always put my profit into Ethereum, and when you think about it, I actually sold in and around this region. It was about 50%, I remember it, because they started to pull back up. So, oh yeah, we're going back up again. Yeah. So literally 50% of my wealth gone like that. Ridiculous. And when you think about it, that was me moving my Ethereum back into Bitcoin at that point. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I remember doing it. It wasn't good. And then I chilled on it for a while. But I still didn't understand the caveat between the dominance chart and what I know now, because you learn. So when that happened, obviously I was looking to buy altcoins. Well, what was happening there? Within that period between May to 2018, I was still shifting around looking for things to buy. Well, when you start looking at the dominance chart from here, this was just going up. So every single altcoin was looking great in some ways because the USD prices were growing in some of them. Buying dollar cost averaging, getting them low. It's like, yeah, I'm really excited again. I bought loads more. But what happened? Well, the Satoshi value just kept bleeding. And then finally I realized I need to just chill out. I need to just wait and relax and see what happens. And then I discovered how the dominance chart worked around the end of 2018. Understanding it fully in terms of why it's so good. You only buy altcoins when dominance is high. You only sell altcoins when dominance is lower. Simple as that. That's the only rule you need to know. Again, there's another rule. There's rule number 3. If Bitcoin is really high and going parabolic and your USD prices are worth more than what you paid, sell into USD. Simple as that, because it will save you from bleeding, 1. And 2, you can potentially rebuy back lower at a better time. And you've obviously took profits. Or just take profits, enjoy your life. Just enjoy your life. Be grateful for what the market gives you. So, when I look at this, it's absolutely crazy when you think about it. When you think about Bitcoin, what did it do? Well, we dropped obviously cataclysmically even still, but you got to think, well, what happened with Bitcoin essentially? Well, yeah, great. You know, it still lost value in dollars, but it was nowhere near, yeah, 83% is quite a lot, but one Satoshi is still one Satoshi no matter what. It's worth more overall than what we look at now. It's worth a lot higher. Same with Ethereum. People would argue, well, if you held Ethereum, it would be all right. But the difference was, I was losing so many Satoshis at the time. It was a lot of money to lose at the end of the day. It's one of those things. So, I hope that explains it in such a way as why I'm so anal when I see people FOMOing into coins when they do silly things like, why are you doing it? Why are you doing that? Doesn't make sense. So sell your profits into Bitcoin or sell your profits into USD if it's high, obviously. Do not move your money into an altcoin if you're looking to liquidate your assets into that, i.e. into Ethereum. Don't do it. Only use a percentage that you want to at a good time in a dollar cost averaging way. So for example, if you like Polkadot and you want it to be your core hold, why not just put it into USD for a while, wait for the market to tail off and chill out, for example, as an example, at the end of a market cycle, this is, by the way, and then you can buy Polkadot with whatever profit you've made at the lows. Likewise, you may be thinking, well, the dominance will go low in Bitcoin. Let's just say perceived value right now, let's just say Bitcoin dominance goes down to 50%, right? And you make a lot of Bitcoin. You hold your Bitcoin, the dominance starts going back up again because altcoins are getting a bit boring. It's like, Bitcoin going on a romp essentially. We'll call it a romp. Let's go for it. MicroStrategy, Grayscale, all these companies are buying it up. It's going even higher. Well, the Polkadot chart, for example, will be then low in BTC. Therefore, you can buy these lower ones with the money that you've got as Satoshis. Therefore, leading it a much safer investment because you're looking at that one chart alone. And that one chart will yield you more Bitcoin. So I hope that explains my mistakes in 2018, why I'm so anal with this chart and how it all works, why I only stack Satoshis and not USD values. Yes, don't get me wrong, I will sell into USD. I've already said in my premium group today, if Bitcoin goes to all-time high levels and beyond, and some of my altcoins look quite good, I'll probably take a little bit off the table in USD. Therefore, I can use that liquidity essentially to rebuy low if things change. So, let this video bang, please. Come on. I need to catch up with a lot of other YouTubers. I've only got 32,000 subscribers, remember. I'm giving you the value here. I'm telling you exactly where I cocked up. So I hope you enjoy.